Hello everyone, and today we are doing Kirby items as well, DnD items. I'm doing more items this month because, yeah, next month I did say, oh, I'm going to do this or that in a different video that is releasing next month anyways. Small problem with that. I forgot that I was doing something technically tomorrow as of recording this. So, we're doing a different type of video for D&D next month, sorry, not week. I can't do this weekly. Second off, sorry this has taken a little bit. I just haven't really been feeling it. I've been going live instead because I hate myself or something. I don't know. So yeah, Kirby items. The Kirby series is an interesting one for me. It was technically the first video I actually tried to record with OBS. As I tried to record Kirby Squeak Squad for the Nintendo DS onto OBS, it did not work, and it was during class because I also was a terrible child in class. So Kirby has a real special place in my heart, so I want to do it justice. So in this video, we are going to be talking about the Star Rod, the Rainbow Sword, the Love Stick, Ribbons Crystal Gun, the Triple Star Rod, the Master Sword, or Galaxia, if you're a name snob, and last but not least, the Magical Paintbrush from Canvas Curse. It's going to be a very shortish video, but all the footage I did record. I should mention I did not play through every single game. The only game that I fully played through for this video was Squeak Squad because I could not get a save to work for it. All the other ones I gotten saves for, yeah. So every single thing was recorded by me at the very least. Just all the save files aren't mine because some of these items can only be gotten if you 100% the game. I don't want to 100% the game just to get like 2 minutes of footage because that's how long most of these are actually. So let's talk about each item's lore. First off, we have the Star Rod. It is a rod Kirby used to kill Nightmare in Kirby's Adventure. It is made up of several Star Rod pieces that DnD gave to his minions so that no one could reassemble it so that Nightmare wouldn't be released. But didn't tell Kirby this, so Kirby came along, gathered them up, beat them up, then got launched into space with the Star Rod to destroy Nightmare. It controls the dreams with the Fountain of Dreams, and the main draw of this item is that it can give anyone the ability of flight and can shoot star-like projectiles. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Next up, we have the Rainbow Sword, which was used to kill a dark matter. Not kill dark matter, a dark matter, because it's a species. And a swordsman. This is a weapon that will always glow in a rainbow hue unless you're playing the Dreamland 2, because that is on the Game Boy. And so it cannot be a different color. At the time, they did not have the capability of being a different color. In Planet Robot, where the item reappears, it does change in a color, and it seems like it's an aura around the sword itself. It's made up of several rainbow shards, which I don't know. I'll be honest, we don't know what the hell those are. The rainbow shards are mostly just filled with good emotion and rainbows. That's pretty much it. The Love Stick is a little different, as yes, you do need to gather more things aka 100% the game, like Dreamland 2, to even use the weapon. However, the Love Stick is actually just a manifestation of everyone's compassion towards Kirby. That's why Kirby could use it. It can give him the ability to shoot heart projectiles and make him fly, like the Rainbow Sword and the Star Rod before it. However, one thing about the Rainbow Sword about these three groups that kill the dark matter is that the Rainbow Sword actually does not have any projectiles of its own. It can only reflect projectiles. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. Next up, we have Ribbon's Crystal Gun. It is made out of pieces of the Crystal Shard. This only gives Kirby the ability to shoot crystal shards out of it. It does not grant him any other ability. The shards are filled with light, which is why they can even hurt 0-2, which has a nice boss theme to say the least. Side note, because this is Kirby 64, this is a combo ability between what we can assume to be a shard ability and a ribbon copy ability, since those are the two symbols used to make this copy ability. Implying that if Kirby had the gun himself, he would be able to at least somewhat mimic Ribbon. However, this does not grant him flight, as Ribbon is the one to grant him flight. Ribbon actually grants flight to Adeline as well in Star Allies. So yeah, fun all around, fun all around. Next up, we have the Master Sword, otherwise known as Galaxia. This is a sword. This is a powerful sword. This sword, by definition of Amazing Mirror's pause screen description of it, it can, and I quote, solve all puzzles. What the hell? This, and this is in the context of Kirby. So this sword by itself is powerful enough to cut down chains. It can apparently have its projectiles reflect off of walls. That's actually not true. However, it can go through walls, and it has at least a fire element attached to it. What in the nine hells? This is the main sword of Meta Knight, who has other techniques with it, such as the Mach Tornado, along with other abilities with it. However, this sword can just shoot projectiles. It does not have any special abilities. That, and it can turn Kirby into a drill. It is low-key my favorite move that this sword has. This was used to fight against Dark Mind in Amazing Mirror. Once Meta Knight realized, oh shit, I can't actually go through, I can only help. Throw Kirby my sword. And so, Kirby uses the Master Sword. And yes, that is what this sword is called until I believe the Superstar Ultra is where the name Galaxia was revealed. Interesting. That was right back at you, but I don't know. Next, we have the Triple Star Cane, which is technically probably a stolen item, but is in the possession of Daroche, who is the leader of a band of thieves known as the Squeaks. The Squeaks are just a band of thieves. They just like getting treasure. That is straight up all it is. This is a weapon that gives Kirby, well, 3 stars that constantly surround him. He can use the cane that it comes with to launch one of the stars, or in Daroche's case, launch all 3 at once. God, that is a fun fight. However, I suck at that fight, and I've legitimately only beat it with Tornado. the best ability in Squeak Squad. That's not even a joke. Tip, get the mastery for it and use it when he uses the ice beam. So yeah, very interesting. This also has all three elements of electricity, fire, and ice. That's not even a joke this time. Sure, I might have suspected it with his Meta Knight sword, but that is flat out what these things have. Because they can clear out clouds, which only the fire ability can do. I believe they can create sparks, which only electric-based attacks can do. And I think they can freeze water. Not too sure on the last two, but I know for sure it at least guarantees has fire here. This was used to kill Little Dark Nebula or Zero Dark Zero, or whatever. I don't know. That boss is pitiful. Like, I straight up, people just fight it without the copy ability, and it just kills them. It just does the most damage, and I just needed footage. And last but not least, we have the magic paintbrush, which it just creates platforms that Kirby can stand on. Fun fact, this is one of the few items that actually retain its function across multiple games, rather than just being a cameo or a remake. So yeah, that's a fun fact. Now, I will say, some of these are just straight up adapted, Starrod, but others I definitely changed a bit. So let's go into the lore of my items. So, first off, should mention, yeah, I definitely am an idiot sometimes. So, give me a break when I wrote this lore, because again, Kirby lore is insane. Kirby is insane with lore. So, the history of these items is that they were created and made by ancient beings in a higher planes to fight off demons and devils. Each one was made with good emotions and prisms. I decided to do a prism aesthetic because rainbow. Oh, prisms. Simple as that. It is said that you can't wield them without being pure of heart. They are also said to be made of dreams, happiness, and prisms from Mount Celestia itself, that gather themselves together when needed. There was a band of heroes that used these items to stop 3 Eldritch gods before the Eldritch gods were banished to the abyss and forced to wander it until the end of time. No one knows who these ancient beings are, or even who the heroes are. Yeah, that's the basic history. I didn't want to go too hard into the history because oh god, I'd not be able to make this video for at least another 2 months if I wanted to fully understand Kirby lore to make this one video. I'd rather try, but yeah. So first off, we have the Star Rod equivalent, the Celestial Rod. It is a very rare weapon. It does 1d4 bludgeoning damage, and it's also finesse and light. It's also a simple weapon. It's also just a rod. This is not the main draw. Yes, you can technically use this as a rogue. Don't use it as a rogue, please, I'm begging you. Well attuned to this magic item, you can summon stars from its tips every 6 seconds or every turn. These stars are a ranged attack that has a range of 60 feet. After 60 feet, the stars disappear. If the attack lands, it deals 46 radiant damage. This also lets you gain a flying speed of 30 feet for 1 minute 3 times a day. The charges reset at the next dawn. I don't know, I thought this was a very, very fun thing to have in this sort of item. So yeah. Next up we have the Rainbow Sword equivalent, the Prism's Bane Sword. This is a variant weapon of any sword. It can be a great sword. It could even be a scimitar. Just has to be a sword. Well attuned to this sword, it glows in a rainbow hue. It allows you to use a reaction to reduce the damage you have taken from any ranged attack or spell that targets you by 2d10 plus proficiency level. If the damage is reduced to 0, the attack or spell is reflected onto the creature who attacked or cast the spell. The damage on these items with this enchantment has doubled the dice it normally has. AKA, a greatsword would have 4d6. A scimitar would have 2d6. It can range. It can range. I thought, like, it reflects stuff well in game. Hell, that's the main method to kill the dark matter, because hitting it with the sword actually does not do a lot of damage. So yeah, I thought that would be fun. Next up, we have the Love Stick equivalent, the Charming Staff. It is a quarterstaff, and it actually is one of the few items I've created that requires you to be a spellcaster or have packed magic. And here's the why. Well attuned to this weapon, and any spell you use will also force a wisdom saving throw on the target, and it will use the same DC as you use for your other spells. If the target fails, they are charmed for 1 minute. This weapon will also shake if one of the following creature types are within 100 feet of it: aberrations, fays, fiends, and undead. I don't know, I thought it added a little extra something to it. But also, it's literally called the Love Stick. What else do you want? I thought charm would be an interesting thing to have. Next up, we have the Crystal Gun, aka the Prism Crystal. I decided to not call it a gun because personally, I don't like having guns in D&D. That is more of like Starfinder. I'm okay with like a flintlock sometimes, but like not every time. This is a ranged weapon that's simple because Kirby literally uses it for the first time and kills an eldritch being with it. It does 1d8 piercing damage and has 60 foot of normal range. Anything beyond that, and up to 120 feet, has its advantage. That's how range works in D&D. If this weapon is attuned to you, you gain 3 charges for this weapon. You can use a charge to spread light in a 30-foot radius, forcing every creature within the radius to make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or take 3d8 radiant damage, and then they become blinded for 30 seconds. If the creature is successful, they take half damage and aren't blinded. I don't know, I thought this would be interesting as well. Yeah, blindness with crystals made out of fucking light. Also, that's actually how you kill 0-2. You just shoot him in the eye. Thought I would just have a reference to that. Next up, we have the Master Sword equivalent, the Prism's Light Sword. This is always a short sword. As Kirby, we can only wield it with one hand. Yes, I checked literally every appearance of Galaxia. I checked Forgotten Land. I checked Amazing Mirror. I checked every appearance of Meta Knight just to make sure it wasn't a long sword. Anyways, while this weapon is attuned to you, you can use this action to send a magical projectile with a range of 30 feet, dealing in 1d6 radiant damage, as well as if you roll an even number on your attack roll. The sword will act like it hit one of the vulnerabilities of the creature. If the creature does not have any, the creature will instead take a +5 to damage. Once this effect happens, the sword's damage will turn to that vulnerability of the previous creature. AKA, if something is vulnerable to fire damage, you hit it with the sword, rolling even or nat 20 even, it becomes fire until a long rest. I am going to add that part. I forgot to add that part. But yeah, it says it solves every puzzle. So I'm taking it literally. As I have encountered many creatures that I wish would just show me their vulnerability in other TTRPG systems, because I legitimately have not been a player in D&D for a long ass time. Please, God, thank you. So yeah, I thought that would be interesting. Next up, we have the Celestial Prism Hammer, which is the triple star rod equivalent. It is a Warhammer. I wanted to do them all. I could not tell you why. Well, this weapon is attuned to you whenever you hold it. 3 stars appear around you, gifting you +1 to AC. However, you can choose to launch the stars within a range of 30 feet to deal 2d8 radiant damage, but lowering your AC by 1 until the start of your next turn. This is because the swords boomerang back to Kirby in Squeak Squad, and also the +1 to AC is because the swords, swords? They're swords now, I guess. The stars rotate around Kirby, and they actually do deal damage. Little damage, but they do. And last but not least, we have the Prismed Magic Paintbrush. It's a wondrous item that lets you just create rainbow lines and can be used to make attacks, but the DM has to decide the rules for those. Simple as that. I thought it would be cool. So yeah, sorry I have not been actually editing this video, sorry. I have been distracted with schoolwork recently and also streaming. I've been also streaming on Twitch. Come by. As of recording this video, we're doing Elden Ring tonight. First time playing that, I might actually do a video on it, because I think that might be fun. Anyways, I hope you all have a terrific day, and I'll see you all next month. Have a good night, everyone.